Okay, fifth grade. So today what we're going to be doing is we're just going to do some division problems. And what's really nice is that we are not going to do anything once we have our remainder, we're done. But what we're going to do is we're actually going to be able to check to see if our answer is correct. So on letter A, we had 41 divided by 30. So when you think about this, you put 41 into the den, divided by 30. Okay, so you think to yourself, I've got this number 30. How many times can 30 go into 40? 41 to be precise. Well, it can only go in one time. So 1 times 30 is 30. I subtract it, I get 11. My remainder is 11. To check my answer, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take part of my quotient, multiply it by what I divided it by, my divisor. I'm going to get 30, and then what I have to do is add my remainder to 11 to equal 41. So this answer should be what your dividend is right there. Okay, so let's do letter B. I've got 80 divided by 30. And remember, that first letter is always that number that goes into the den. The second number is the one that's always going to go on the outside, my divisor. So I'm going to think 30 can go into 80. Well, if I count by threes, I know I've got 3, 6, 9. So I know that 30 is actually going to go into 80 2 times. Because when I had 90, that was going to be too big. So I've got 2 times 30 is going to give me 60. Okay, 0 minus 0, 0. 8 minus 6 is 2. So my remainder is 20. Okay, so what I'm going to do over here is I'm going to take my number, my quotient, 2, and I'm going to multiply it by 30. That's going to give me 60. Then I'm going to take 60, and I'm going to add my remainder to it, which is 20, and I get 80. So as long as it checks that first number or my dividend, then it is correct. If I get here and it does not match, then that means I have done something incorrect. So I'm going to do 71 divided by 50 for letter C. Okay. If I know 50 goes into 71, well, 50 would be once, 100 would be 2 times. Well, that's too big. So it's going to go in 1 time. 1 times 50 is 50. 1 minus 0 is 1. 7 minus 5 is 2. My remainder is 21. So I'm going to come over here and check this. 1 times 50 equals 50. Then I take this answer and I'm going to add it to my remainder, which is 21. 50 plus 21 is 71. If this is something that you need to write it going vertically to be able to solve it, you can. If it's something you can do in your head, you can just do it in your head. All right. Moving on to letter D, I've got 270 divided by 30. So right now I'm going to think, can 30 go into 2? No. Can 30 go into 27? No. Can 30 go into 270? Yes, it can. So right now what you kind of have to think about is, okay, if I'm counting by threes, well, when I think about it, I've got 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18, 21, 24, 27. It goes in 9 times because I can also think 9 times 3 is 27 and then I have a 10. So 9 times 30 is going to be 27. And on this one, I actually do not have a remainder. There's no reason for you guys to write that remainder of 0 because the answer would just be 9. So then to check my work, I can go 30 times 9. Well, 3 times 9 is 27 and I have a 10. 27 tens is 270. All right, so now I'm going to come over to letter D, and I'm actually going to write this a little bit. Well, I can write this right here. So I have 643, and I'm going to divide it by 80. Well, I'm going to think here. So I've got 80 cannot go into 6, 80 cannot go into 64, but 80 can go into 640. And so this is where you kind of need to make sure that you know what your multiplication facts are. So I know that 8 times 8 is going to give me, or not 8 times 8, I'm sorry guys. Nope, it is 8 times 8. So 8 times 8 is going to give me 64. And it's going to be 640 though. Okay, so I'm going to put this 8 above the 3, 640. I'm going to subtract 3 minus 0 is 3, 4 minus 4 is 0, 6 minus 6 is 0. So my remainder is 3. Okay, so if I do my checking, I'm going to take my answer, I'm going to multiply it by that divisor, 80. Okay, 8 times 8 is 64. I'm going to add my 0 because it's 10, so 8 times 80 is 640. I'm going to take that 640 and I'm going to add my remainder, which is 3, so it equals 643. Alrighty. So last one we're going to do is 215 divided by 90. So I know, so here's what's going to happen. I know that 90 can't go into 21, so it's going to have to go into 215. So I'm going to have to think, well, if I have 9, what times what would be close to that 21? Because right now you kind of have to think that it's going to be 100. So I know that my answer is going to end in that 0 right here. So I'm thinking of what would be that 21. Well, when I think 90 times something to give me something close to 21, I'm thinking of what multiplies by 9. 9, 18, 27. Ooh, 270, that would be too much. So it's going to be 2. So if I do 90 times 2, 2 times 9 is 18, and then I have a 10. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and subtract this, and then 11 minus 8 is 35. Okay, so my remainder is 35. So now what I can do is I can check my work. I can do 90 times 2, so 90 times 2 is going to give me 180. Then I'm going to take 180 and I'm going to add 35 to it. And again, guys, if it's something that you can't necessarily do in your head, go ahead and do it into the margin. Carry my 1, 215. So it checks. That means that my answer is correct.